So, you picked Dan Hibiki. Remember back in the old days where gaming rivalry was just fun and simple? Like with Sega and Nintendo. Sega does that, Nintendo, just funny stuff. Or when the Sega Saturn came out $3.99 and PlayStation just walked up and said $2.99 and walked off the stage.
$2.99.
Classic stuff. But now these days, oh my goodness, the audience do all the fighting, saying Xbox don't got no games or PlayStation's exclusives actually suck. That kind of petty stuff. We used to let the games do the rivalry and it was all fun and love. Like Capcom versus SNK. Now, we all know the deal, but Ryo, people always said that they made him to make fun of Ken and Ryu. Some people say they was doing a homage, but then you make him have Hado moves that are crappy, like his Hadouken doesn't go nowhere. So they took that as, oh, you're making fun of our character. So then they took that character and his teammate, or friend, whatever you want to call him, combined them together and made Dan Hibiki, which was always supposed to be a joke character, but over the days, every time he comes out in a new game, he got better. In Street Fighter 4, he was really good, and in this one, they made him good still. He's not like 4, but he's a good in a different type of way. Wow, Dan Soryugen sucks. This man was
the video.
That man was standing right in front of me, right? This nigga jumped up, and I did light Soryugen, and it did not hit him.
Yeah, that's going in the video.
Oh, it's definitely going in the video now. So the first move we're going to talk about is his Hadouken, and of course, it never goes nowhere. But guess what? In 5, he can charge it. Now, the light one still don't go nowhere, but the heavy one, you get some distance on it, so you can use it for a little bit of pressure, hit him with a little bit of a charge shot. And unlike 4, or Ryu for that matter, his crouching medium kick to a Hadouken doesn't really work in this game unless you're dead close to them. If you hit him with the tip of your crouching medium kick to a Hadouken, it's not going to touch him. And sometimes I'd like to fake them out. I'll do it and do a charge shot, so it'll break their guard down. You can catch them off guard. It works very low, so don't try to do it that much. It's more of an anticipation thing. But Hadouken is not meant for enders. It's kind of more of a covering ground or bait them to make them jump so you can anti-air them or whatever. But what you are going to do after a crouching medium or crouching medium, I said that like a crouching medium kick or the crouching medium punch. Oh my goodness, what is going on with me today? Dan's Rapid Punch. That's going to be your go-to move for this man. So basically, one of his bread and butters is going to be medium punch, crouching medium punch to the Rekka. Because oddly enough, it has more reach than the Hadouken. The Hadouken pushes you too far back to where it's not going to connect. But he steps forward before he does the Rekka punch. I keep calling it Rekka punch. The rapid punches. So yeah, and then even in EX form, he can combo afterwards. He can go into the Tatsus, and if they're in the corner, he can do the medium version of Tatsu to a Soryugen. So this is going to mainly be your go-to ender of your basic attacks to go into combos afterwards. So yeah, that's going to be your best move to keep doing. And by, I mean keep doing in combos, because that shit is punishable, so don't be spamming it because you will get punished. Remember in Street Fighter 4 you was able to do this and apply mad pressure? Yeah, that doesn't fly no more. That's why I say he's different from his Street Fighter 4 type, because you can't do crouching medium kick to light Tatsu and just pressure the crap out of somebody like in Street Fighter 4. It has an opener now, so you can get punched out of it real easy. But his Tatsu is still pretty good. The heavy Tatsu causes a hard, but doesn't really cause a hard knockdown. Well, in rookie rank, it's going to cause a hard knockdown because some people don't know how to quick get up. So with that, you can set up for this little thing right here, which will force them to wake up block where you can just punish the crap out of them. But Tatsu's pretty good at poking, but again, it's very punishable, so be careful with that. That's most likely going to use for ender combos, like right after his rapid punches. And of course, we have Dan's version of the Soryugen, where the light one kind of just goes straight up, the medium one, he kind of steps forward, and the heavy one, he gets a good distance on it. But as you saw earlier that I posted, you don't want to do the light one. Just try to use the medium one and heavy one. I mean, you might as well do the heavy one always on wake up or the enhanced on wake up, because the mediums will destroy the light and medium in the first place. So try to mainly use the heavy and medium one. Mainly the heavy one, especially at the end of a combo, because it's the heavy one. And I forgot about this while writing the cliff notes. Dan cannot combo off his standing heavy punch or his standing heavy kick. He can only do the crouching heavy punch and his back heavy kick. And the only thing that come off the back heavy kick is a light punch. So, yeah, I kind of forgot about that. It's crazy that his heavy punch can't cancel into attacks. But, yeah, I think the main reason why is in his V-triggers, but we'll get to that right now. First off, you notice that his V-bar is only 1 for his V-trigger in this one. And that's a first in this game, to only have 1 bar. And as you see, it's gaining meter right now because his taunt builds meter for you and your opponent. Crazy. And it's cancelable after every super move. So Hadouken to a taunt, Soryuken to a taunt, Tatsu to a taunt. And if you well timed it, you can combo or add pressure. After the medium toss, you can go to a taunt, and if you time it right, you can catch the medium punch, or you can just grab him out of it. It applies really good pressure with it. So yeah, it's crazy. You can even Soryuken combo with the freaking taunt. For his trigger is his old Hadouken super, and oh look, it doesn't go nowhere. But just like his other Hadoukens in this one, he can fully charge it. And the great thing about this being fully charged, it causes a wall bounce, so you can do some crazy combos with it. And if they block it, it does a wall crush. And man, trust me, and for beginners and stuff like that, there's a lot of people who's gonna sit there and try to block it. Or you can bait them for full screen. If they sit there and try to block it and they realize they can't block it and jump, you can just anti-air them. So it's a win-win situation for full screen if you're going to get somebody who doesn't have a projectile. I've done this many times with Zangief. Come here.
I'd say I really do like Gil stage.
Am I going to be able to do it? Fully charged. Ah! He just taunted. Like, what was that?
He knew he knew it was over. He conceded.
The fact that this is 1 bar is really useful. You can use it about 3 times in 1 match, and you can even combo into the non-charge one. So it's a pretty useful V-trigger. His second V skill is a taunt also, but this allows him to cancel his normals into another normal, as you see right here. But that was extremely lucky because I kinda suck at this. Trust me, I've been in the lab for days and I still can't really get down the timing on this. It's like 40-60 for me. So I really don't recommend this one for intermediates or beginner players, but man, this is what makes Dan ridiculous. If he stuns you, he can basically do an infinite thanks to that taunt. But again, I can't find the perfect window for it. Sometimes I think I got it, and I'll take it online and just completely mess it up. It's easier to do it with medium kick to crouch and medium punch, but you kind of want to use the heavies, but it's really hard to do sometimes. So yeah, it's gonna take some while to actually get the hang of it, or you gotta watch some YouTube videos more depth about it because I suck at it. But nonetheless, it's his go-to ability once you master it because he will destroy you if you can learn how to do the cancels. His second V-trigger basically enhances his Hadouken and his Soryuken. I wish it enhanced the Tatsu too, but beggars can't be choosers. But his Hadou now does a multi-hit, about 4 hits, and allows you to follow up with a few attacks. Like, you can honestly just go into the Hadouken into the Soryuken. So this allows him to go into some pretty good combos, like basically, you know, air heavy, crouching heavy, cancel into the V-trigger, crouching heavy again, Hadouken to the Soryuken. It allows him to get a lot of combo potential out. So yeah, it's pretty good. It's 2 bars, but also the 1 bar one can also do some good setup combos too, and is really good against noobs who don't know how to deal with it, who are either try to block or jump and you force an anti-air. So honestly, this one you can choose either or. I recommend both. It's basically a preference if you want 1 bar V triggers or 2 bar V triggers, because both are really good. But again, for the V skill, 1 is good for building meter and canceling out of his special moves, and 2 is a lot harder, but it cancels out his normal attacks, which allows him to do big damage, or basically that infinite combo I was talking about. But again, that one's pretty hard to do. Dan was always supposed to be this low-tier joke of a character, but over the time, Capcom just said, you know what, F it, let's make him a little bit better, and that's what they've been slowly been doing. He's not one of the best characters, but his kit is fun and good enough to put up a fight against some of them. So, yeah, he's a pretty okay character. I highly recommend trying him out. He's fun, and, you know, he got some pretty outstanding moves like the infinite, which I don't think they would ever like really take away because you gotta put a lot of effort in to get it in the first place, which is well deserving. It's basically one of those things, if you get it, then hey, good for you. It wasn't like it was super easy, kind of like Yoshi and Samurai Showdown. If you catch somebody with all 7 moves, you get that super powerful move. It was well deserved that you earned it. It's kind of like one of those feelings. I can't really think of a Dan pun, so I'm gonna leave it with this. Baby butterflies don't exist.